Hey guys, welcome to Quinian's Blender Crafts. So I've gotten to the next point of this. Pretty much everything is done. The topper is done, goes like that with the other half of the wall. So now if you're going to set this thing up for printing, you need to do it two ways. One way is you just do it like this and let people go for it, and if that's what you're going to do, what you need to do is use the Boolean tools to merge all of these pieces together so that your internal geometry stays nice and clean. Now, if you don't want to do it that way, you prefer to print these pieces separate, which is always a good thing to do as well, then what you do is you use your Boolean tools to make your cuts in here to where this notches into that, and these notch into that. Then you can take these and lay them out flat over here somewhere. And if you have things like this where the bottom of it is going to be going into the thing there, then let's put this back where it was. Then you just go ahead and make sure that you also Boolean these things out of the bottom. Once you've got your little notches cut into everything so that it all fit nice and neat together, you can go ahead and flip everything around to an orientation for printing like that. Just go ahead and lay that flat. With these things, there are 6 of them. You really only need 1, but you could do all 6 just so that they print as one big thing. What I'm going to do is separate these 3 from those 3, and then I can lay them flat that way. Okay, so if you want to put multiple objects in the same file to print, then you're going to want them all the same level. You can't have this going on, otherwise nothing's going to work. What you can do though, instead of trying to just get these all perfectly lined up and stuff, that's going to be a nightmare, is add in a plane and scale it up. Everything I'm making here is pretty big, so go ahead and move that underneath whatever it is you're wanting to snap to the flat area. Click up here on the magnet, click the little drop down menu next to it, tell it you want to do faces. Then select the object that you want to snap, and hit G, and it's just going to snap to the nearest face. You don't have to have it snap to the nearest face, that is just the default setting. You can change these to whatever it is you're trying to do. It may not work very well with something like this where it's all round and there's a bazillion different faces, but I would honestly probably just put the gate in its own file and then the little things here in their own file, and then whoever's printing it can make up the difference on their own. Something else to consider is that this is round and these are higher than the plane, and so if you try to print that flat, you're going to have a bunch of little gaps where you're going to need supports, and I'm trying to avoid supports here. So what you could do is split this in half. Print it in 2 pieces. If you do want to split this in half, just make sure that your axis is on one of these, so it's nice and straight. Go ahead and go to edit mode, hit A for all. Zoom in real close so you can see exactly what you're doing. Go to mesh and bisect. And we'll just draw a line straight across. So you'll have all these options here in the pop-up. If you didn't get it straight, you can fix that in the plane normal, and if you don't like its position, you can change that in the plane point. So clear inner would be anything below this line, and then clear outer is the opposite, obviously. And we're going to want it filled, and you can still look around without okaying anything. I can tell by this weird mess of faces I have on the point that it's just a little bit too low. So I'm going to raise the Z just a hair till that goes away. And there we go, now that is split in half. Just click anywhere to accept it. Now we have half a fence. So now what we can do is use that plane snapping to put this thing right flat, oops, not that. Put this one flat on the thing. Now we could include this with these if we want to. Of course, this is only half the fence, so make sure you duplicate that. And there we go. Now somebody could print out these 2 and these 6 together, glue these together, glue them into these things, glue these things into this thing. You get the idea. Go ahead and delete your plane when you're done with it. You could, of course, move these around so everything's nice and neat, which is probably a good idea. And if you're trying to do something and it keeps snapping around on you, you can always just hit the magnet to turn plane snapping off. Or face snapping, sorry, I keep saying the wrong word. Now, you could grab these, and I'm just going to join them for convenience, and export that as a file. Export this thing as a file. Bring in your topper, export that thing. And of course, don't forget to export the completely joined version for anybody who wants that. But we're not quite ready to export these walls because we still need some, you can't see it, still need some dirt. The dirt is going to make it 1 inch wide total at the base, side to side. And when you do that, you gotta make it flat on the bottom, which will be the next video. Of course, as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.